Most travelers choose luggage based on looks and end up replacing it within a year. You've probably seen it happen, a wheel blowing out right in the middle of the airport, or a brand new hard shell cracking after its very first flight. And the worst part? Most of these problems come from design flaws travelers never notice until it's too late. Today, we're breaking down the 10 worst luggage features to avoid at all costs, the ones that waste your money, break faster than you expect, and turn every airport trip into a headache. Because if your suitcase has even one of these features, you'll know exactly what to upgrade next. The biggest weak point on any suitcase isn't the handle, the zipper, or even the shell. It's the wheels. They're the first part to hit the ground, the part that takes the most abuse, and the part that fails more than anything else. And if your suitcase has those cheap, hollow plastic spinner wheels, you're basically rolling around a ticking time bomb. You notice it the moment you leave smooth airport floors. One step onto uneven pavement, cobblestone walkways, or the curb outside the terminal, and the wheels start wobbling like they're about to fall off. That wobble isn't normal wear. It's the early warning sign that the plastic is already bending under the weight of the suitcase. Baggage handlers have even said for years that wheel issues make up a huge portion of luggage failures. Not a precise statistic, but the general industry insight is clear. Wheels are the first thing to die. The problem is simple. Cheap spinner wheels are often made of thin ABS plastic, the same type used in toy parts. They're light and cheap to produce, but they can't survive real travel. One bad impact, one drop off a baggage belt, or one surprise pothole, and the wheel cracks from the inside out. After that, every step gets louder, rougher, and harder to control. If you ever want to avoid an airport nightmare, avoid exposed, hollow spinner wheels at all costs. Solid rubberized wheels or protected recessed wheels are the only ones built to survive actual travel. Expandable zippers feel like a convenient bonus until they turn into the single fastest way to destroy a suitcase. The idea sounds great. Unzip a hidden panel, get a little extra space, and squeeze in those last-minute items. But that extra space creates a dangerous combination. Overpacking pressure pushing outward, and a weak zipper track struggling to hold everything together. That pressure doesn't build slowly, it builds instantly. This is why expandable zippers on budget bags fail so often. The material is thin, the stitching is loose, and the teeth are usually made from soft plastic that bends the moment you force the suitcase shut. Travelers think the zipper is stuck, when in reality, the track is already separating. And once the teeth lose alignment, the entire chain is done. There are countless stories of travelers zipping up an expanded suitcase, walking confidently into the check-in line, and then hearing the loudest rip imaginable as the zipper explodes open. Clothes spilling everywhere, people staring, airport panic mode activated. All because the zipper wasn't built for any real tension. If you want a suitcase that won't betray you in the middle of a trip, skip the flimsy expandable zippers entirely. Look for YK zippers or double coil technology, the same systems used in heavy-duty gear. They lock tighter, resist pressure far better, and won't split open the moment your bag gets bumped or squeezed. A shiny suitcase looks great on the shelf, and absolutely terrible after its first flight. Glossy hard shells are some of the biggest traps in the luggage world because they're scratch magnets. The moment baggage handlers slide it across a conveyor belt, toss it into a cart, or stack it under another suitcase, that smooth surface takes every scrape directly. And unlike matte or textured shells, glossy finishes highlight every mark. Tiny scuffs, long streaks, and random dents that make the bag look years old after a single trip. But it's not just about appearance. Those glossy shells are often made from thinner, more brittle plastics, designed to maximize shine rather than durability. That smooth finish comes with a hidden weakness. It flexes unevenly under pressure. When the suitcase gets squeezed in an overhead bin or slammed against another bag, the force doesn't spread out. It concentrates in one spot. That's why these shells are more likely to crack, and once a crack forms, it spreads fast. Many travelers think the glossy look signals premium. In reality, it's one of the clearest signs of a bag built for style over strength. The shine fades, the scratches build up, and the material simply can't handle real travel environments. If you want a hard shell that survives multiple flights without looking destroyed, go for textured polycarbonate. It hides scuffs, handles impact better, and stays looking clean far longer than anything with a glossy finish. So, a few years back, built-in battery suitcases were really hyped as the future of travel. But honestly, today, they're one of the worst features you can buy. The problem is pretty straightforward. airlines changed the rules. These days, a lot of carriers either restrict or outright ban luggage with non-removable batteries, and if you can't take that battery out right there at the counter, your suitcase just isn't going anywhere. That means you're looking at delays at security, extra screening, and sometimes even being forced to remove the battery with tools you probably don't have on hand. And even when these bags are allowed, they're just a massive hassle. TSA often pulls them aside just to check the battery compartment. Instead of just rolling through security, you might end up unpacking half your bag while an agent inspects something you didn't even need in the first place. And, beyond all the airport headaches, the batteries themselves usually aren't great. They're heavy. They barely hold a charge compared to the power banks you can get today, and once they start getting old, they basically become dead weight that's permanently built into your suitcase. There's no easy replacement, no simple upgrade, just added bulk every single time you travel. The irony is kind of brutal. Travelers buy these bags for convenience, but they almost always end up causing more problems than they solve. If you want power on the go, the smarter move is a detachable power bank. You can carry it through security, swap it for a new one whenever you want, and charge your devices without dragging around outdated battery tech that's locked inside your luggage. You know, it's easy to overlook, but the telescopic handle is actually one of the most critical parts of your suitcase, and honestly, one of the first things to fail. A lot of modern bags come with these single-tube handles made from thin aluminum or lightweight plastic. They look sleek and minimal, but that's exactly where the trouble starts. The moment you lift, tilt, or pull your bag across uneven ground, these handles bend, wobble, or sometimes even snap. A handle that flexes doesn't just make rolling awkward. It actually transfers stress right to the wheels, which speeds up wear and tear. That wobble you feel in your wrist, it's basically a warning. The whole suitcase frame is under strain, and it's only a matter of time before something breaks. Even worse, if your handle collapses in a crowded airport aisle, it can throw you off balance and slow you down when you really need to move quickly. The fix is simple, but it's often ignored. Dual-bar, metal-reinforced handles give you stability, keep your movement straight, and distribute weight evenly across the frame. Sure, they might feel a bit heavier at first, but they seriously reduce wrist strain and keep your bag rolling smoothly for years. If your suitcase has a thin, single-tube handle, it's sending you a clear message. It's just not built for real travel. Don't wait for it to bend or break. Upgrade to a reinforced telescopic handle and protect both your bag and your sanity at the airport. Not all hardshell luggage is created equal, even if the label shouts 100% polycarbonate. A lot of budget suitcases are actually just a mix of cheap ABS plastic and a thin layer of polycarbonate, made to look premium while keeping costs down. At first, it might seem sturdy and lightweight, but as soon as you take it out into the real world, the cracks literally start to show. This mix gets especially problematic in cold weather. Polycarbonate flexes under pressure, which helps absorb impact, but ABS is just brittle. When a suitcase is a hybrid of the two, the shell loses flexibility and becomes prone to cracking, denting, or even splitting under minor stress. That smooth exterior that looked so shiny in the store, it's actually a warning sign for disaster. There's a simple test you can do before buying. Just press down lightly on the shell. If it doesn't flex at all or feels rigid like a block of plastic, it's almost guaranteed to crack during travel. Flexibility is really strength in disguise. So the takeaway? Don't be fooled by labels or a shiny finish. Real polycarbonate bags are flexible, absorb impact, and resist cracking even when they're stacked or jostled in cargo holds. Skimping on material quality might save you a few bucks up front, but it'll cost a lot more when your suitcase fails halfway through your trip. Those extra front pockets on soft-sided luggage might look convenient, but in reality, they're a hidden trap. The more pockets a bag has, the more the fabric sticks out, creating snag points everywhere. One bump against a counter, a cart, or a fellow passenger's bag, and suddenly your pocket tears. Or worse, it catches on something in the overhead bin and rips open completely. Overstuffed pockets don't just risk damage, they also make it harder to fit the bag in tight overhead compartments. Bags that should slide neatly into place suddenly jam, forcing you to lift, push, and wiggle them just to close the bin. It's stressful, time-consuming, and increases the risk of dents and scuffs. There's another hidden issue: uneven load. Pockets bulging on the outside shift the bag's center of gravity. That imbalance transfers extra strain to the wheels, accelerating wear and causing wobble. A suitcase with misaligned wheels is harder to steer and can lead to more serious frame problems down the line. The rule is simple. Avoid luggage that prioritizes extra storage over smart, compact design. Minimal exterior pockets keep the bag sleek, easy to handle, and far less likely to get damaged during travel. Sometimes, less really is more. Exposed zipper chains might look sleek and modern, but they're one of the easiest ways for thieves to get into your suitcase. Even the most basic tricks, like the infamous pen trick, can slip into these zippers in seconds, silently opening your bag without you noticing. It's a vulnerability that many travelers completely overlook, assuming a lock or the bag itself is enough to protect their belongings. Surprisingly, this design flaw is still common, especially on fashion-forward suitcases that prioritize style over security. The flashy zippers and decorative pulls may look premium, but they often leave the zipper teeth exposed, creating a direct pathway for theft. In busy airports or crowded buses, these unprotected chains are an invitation to anyone looking for an easy target. The solution is simple. Avoid luggage with exposed zippers whenever possible. Modern alternatives include zipper-less designs where latches replace traditional tracks, or luggage with fully latched locking systems that cover the zipper teeth entirely. These systems add a real layer of defense without making the suitcase bulky or hard to use. Investing in a bag with protected zippers isn't about paranoia. It's about taking practical steps to safeguard your belongings. A secure closure can prevent theft, protect your gear from accidental openings, and give you true peace of mind while traveling. Style is nice, but security always comes first. When it comes to suitcase durability, corners are everything. They really take the brunt of every bump, drop, and toss during travel. Experts estimate that roughly 80% of luggage impact occurs on the corners. Yet, honestly, many travelers never think about how their bag is built until it's too late. The problem is clear. Bags without corner guards or reinforced frames fail first. Just one careless stack on a baggage cart, a shove on the conveyor belt, or a jolt during loading can crack these weak points instantly. Without reinforcement, the frame can bend or twist, affecting the overall stability of the bag and causing long-term damage to wheels, handles, and zippers. Surprisingly, a lot of stylish or so-called premium-looking suitcases skip these essential features to cut costs. The result? Well, a bag that looks sleek on the shelf, but is practically guaranteed to crack on its first long-haul flight. Travelers often mistake a glossy shell or fancy design for quality, but the reality is actually the opposite. The flashy finish hides a structural weakness that can ruin your trip. The fix is really straightforward. Choose luggage with metal or heavy-duty plastic corner guards and reinforced internal frames. These features absorb impact, protect the shell, and make sure your suitcase stays square, even after repeated handling. A little extra attention when buying your bag can save you hundreds in replacements and prevent hours of airport stress. Strong corners aren't optional, they're essential. Soft-sided luggage often promises flexibility, lightweight convenience, and extra pockets, but not all fabrics are created equal. The cheapest bags use low-denier polyester, which might feel light in your hand but is fragile in the real world. One sharp edge, a tug from a baggage handler, or a scrape against a terminal wall can cause the fabric to fray or tear instantly. Water resistance is another hidden risk. Thin polyester absorbs moisture easily, meaning a spilled drink, unexpected rain, or even condensation from overhead bins can soak your belongings. What seemed like a practical, soft-sided bag quickly becomes a fragile, unreliable mess. Many travelers are drawn to these lightweight bags thinking less weight equals easier travel. But honestly, the cost of replacing a ripped bag or ruined contents is far higher than carrying a slightly heavier, sturdier alternative. The solution is simple. Choose ballistic nylon, high-denier polyester, or fabric treated with a water-resistant coating. These materials withstand wear and tear, resist punctures, and repel moisture. They keep your belongings safer and your bag looking good trip after trip. Soft-sided luggage can still be convenient, but only if it's made from durable materials designed for real travel conditions. Don't sacrifice quality for weight or style. Your bag should protect your gear, not create headaches. Bonus tip: avoid suitcases with built-in locks that aren't TSA approved. Non-compliant locks can get cut, cause delays, or prevent your bag from passing airport security. If your luggage has even 2 or 3 of these problematic features, it's time to rethink your next upgrade. Investing in a bag with strong wheels, reinforced corners, durable shells, and secure zippers isn't about luxury. It's about making travel easier, faster, and far less stressful. The right suitcase can save you from mid-airport disasters, broken handles, and surprise gate checks, while the wrong one turns every trip into a headache. Remember, durability and smart design always beat flashy style or trendy features. If you want more travel gear, breakdowns, tips, and hacks, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. And here's a sneak peek for your next video. We'll reveal the 7 luggage brands flight attendants refuse to buy, and the shocking reasons why. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.